ego. Clearly the leader of the people. Vision like Calico. This for my amigos. Leaning on that window of that Rego. I'm praying that one day he gonna be free though. They ran up in the crib while he's peeking through the peephole. Never thought it would be divine evil. Creeping with that heat close. They say I walk round like I got an S on my chest. Now that's a gold-plated no baguettes on my chest. Life a movie. Words got special effects. A old school G. Used to bump Rex and effects. And the Fugees. Youngins know that I'm next. I pump knowledge to the streets so they showing respect. Cause I did it without the fraudulent stories about me blowing it.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. We about to get this ball rolling. But first, you already know. Come on in, family. Come on in. Let's get the vibrations right. Yep. Come on in. Grand Rising. I see you. Come on in, family. Everybody's on time. I love it. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Hotep. Hotep. Let's go. Right. So, let's get warmed up. Woo! Who's the first nine? Let's see who made the cut today. Kimberly Williams, I see you, Queen. Grand Rising. How we feeling today? Akeem Payne, I see you. Barbados is in the building. I see you, Akeem. Put your nines up and let me know where you from, everybody. Put your nines up and let me know also where you from. I want to know where everybody that's in the room is from. Okay? Going forward, that's what we doing. We putting our nines up and we're going to put where we from so everybody can see how big the Lighthouse family is and how much love you have around the world. How big our family is. Shout out to Eddie Sandige, I see you. Grand Rising, brother. Thank you for being on time. Robin Lorraine, I see you. Peace, Queen. Peace. Myra J, peace, sister. Did you get your PDF? Let me know. Put it in. If you haven't, somebody please send Myra the PDF. I think she was looking for a couple of books. Let's send that to her. To one of our sisters in the family. Jennifer Thomas, peace, Queen. Thank you for being on time. Jennifer Thomas just got her bracelet ordered yesterday. I see you, Queen. M. King, Grand Rising. I see you, family. Elemental Vibrations. I love that name. Elemental Vibrations. I see you. Oh yeah, it's about to be lit. It's definitely about to be lit. And Shatisha, peace, Queen. Thank you for making the cut. For being the first nine, for being on time. I need that energy, as they say, where two or three are gathered in the proper context. Oh, we got people from all over Cincinnati to Tennessee. I see y'all. Canada, out of the country. That's what I love. Let's go. All right. We breaking down walls today, family. We breaking down walls. We're getting rid of misconceptions. As I said, yesterday, we cleaning house. So, still a couple of things we got to straighten out, but in good spirits. So today we're dealing with horoscopes. We are dealing with horoscopes. We're dealing with the hustle behind horoscopes. As you all know, I deal with history a lot. Because it's important. You can't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. A lot of people try to erase the history, but then try to pick up the pieces of broken history and use it to move us forward, and that's not going to work. Simply not going to work. We need the truth. I'm here to give y'all the truth. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm not here to make you sad. I'm just here to give you the truth. So today we're dealing with horoscopes, the misconceptions about horoscopes, and we have to deal with the origins of horoscopes. So, as always, when we're dealing with any of the sciences, when we're dealing with astrology, when we're dealing with astronomy, we got to go back to Kemet. We got to go back to Kemet. That's where the foundation is. Okay? So, first and foremost, there's some key players here that we got to deal with when we're dealing with astronomy and when we're dealing with astrology. The key players in this historical event is going to be, first and foremost, Cleopatra. Cleopatra. Okay, here she is, played by Marilyn Monroe. Okay, one of the most expensive movies in the world. They put about $44 million into creating this movie about Cleopatra. Okay, then we also have Julius Caesar. He's one of the key players as well in this situation when we're dealing with horoscopes. Okay, Julius Caesar. Okay, also we're dealing with Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great. And the last key player in this situation that we're dealing with is Mark Antony. Mark Antony. Now, notice out of the jump, we're dealing with Egypt, which I already explained to you is different from Kemet, right? Notice all the key players that I am naming. These are all Greek or Macedonian leaders, right? We're dealing with people that's dealing with Rome. We're dealing with people that's dealing with Europe, European rulership. Okay, if you don't know where Macedonia is, right around the area of Greece there. Okay, they all come from the same place for the most part. You see that? Okay, so when we're dealing with the horoscope, or we're dealing with the signs of the zodiac, one of the first, relics known to man of the zodiac is this piece right here, which we call the zodiac at Dendera. You can find this in the temple of Het Heru. Okay, in the temple of Het Heru, and this is in Kemet. None other than Kemet. Okay, this was used to create the zodiac wheel that we have today. You see the Neteru surrounding all the different constellations in the middle there. Those were the signs of the zodiac. Okay, this is where it all started at. So you want to ask yourself, okay, well, where did this come from? Where did this wheel come from, and why is this the one that we praise so much? Okay, this is also the one that Champollion was dealing with when they were trying to decipher the Medu-Neter. Okay, they were using this in conjunction with the Rosetta Stone, trying to figure out what the people of Kemet were actually talking about. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, well, why is this piece so important? What makes this piece more important than the other? Well, the only reason why they're using this piece is because this piece was created actually during the rulership of Cleopatra. Okay, that Dendera zodiac was not there at the original build of the temple of Het Heru. Okay, that was not there at the original building of the temple of Het Heru. She put that there, and that's the reason why we're using that zodiac relic or that zodiac formation wheel today, is because she was the one that put that down, and she came from Greece. Okay, she was not a native of Kemet. Okay, the reason why she was so effective at what she was doing was because she understood the language of Kemet. She could read the Medu-Neter. She was the only ruler, in fact, arguably, of the Greek rulership that could read the Medu-Neter. She spoke like 5 to 7 different languages. Okay, so Cleopatra was not stupid. Okay, let's be clear. She wasn't stupid, but she used the Medu-Neter as in her language, and not only that, but they also said her beauty to make things happen, and that's how she ended up in the seat. Now, when I mean make things happen, as a female ruler, she was not as powerful as Het Heru. She was not as powerful, I should say, not as Het Heru, as Hatshepsut, who I explained a couple of videos ago. Hatshepsut reigned, her lineage reigned for over 2,000 years. Cleopatra was not that ill. She didn't have, first off, she just caused too much beef with everybody. She was warring with everybody. She got in the seat by killing off her brothers and sisters. That's how grimy she got down. And she kept rulership for the little bit of time that she did by flaunting her body. Basically, she was the first social media whore. Okay? She was banging Julius Caesar first. Okay? She actually wrapped herself up in carpet, right? And was delivered to his room to have sex with him so that she can have the army that not only he had, but also she did the same thing with Mark Antony. So she was basically the queen whore. She was the first real Instagram thought of her day. Okay? So she basically smashed her way to the top by having these different relationships. Okay? And at the same time, you know, the people that she was smashing, like Julius Caesar, was having homosexual relationships with Alexander the Great. You know, it was just one big orgy and smash fest that was going on between the four of these characters. They were just all smashing each other, okay, because she didn't have the army. She didn't have the strength. So she basically used them. She used them for their army because she couldn't hold down Kemet by herself. She couldn't hold down Egypt. You understand? So she was just smashing and using them. Okay? So she had them, of course, you know, when you take over, to the winner go the spoils. So she had them actually redecorate, like any other ruler would do, redecorate the temple. And one of the temples that she redecorated was the temple of Het-Heru in Dendera. Okay? And she had her zodiac put up on the ceiling. Okay? So, just to give you an idea, let me see if I can pull it up here, what we're talking. The temple of Het-Heru was built in 8000 BC. That's when they started building that joint. Okay? Also known as Hathor. That would be the Greek name. Okay? With the time who named it, they named it the Temple of Hathor. Okay? But that started building in 8000 BC. Okay? She didn't come along and start ruling until way after that. You see? You see when she was actually born? You talking circa 69 BC. You know, the temple was already built then. It was already standing by that point. She just came in and redecorated. You know, so that's why they give her and they credit her a lot. You hear about Cleopatra, the queen of Egypt, Cleopatra, the queen of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Because she was the first female, like the female queen from over there after the Ptolemaic period and all of that. She was one of those people that came in and basically usurped everything, redecorated. Okay? So one of the first things that she did was rearrange time, you know, and how we saw our zodiac. Okay? So she's the one who put that up there. It was done during the Ptolemaic period. Okay? So now when you're dealing with a horoscope, we got many scholars today that like to teach on the horoscopes. I'm going to give you your horoscope. I'm going to give you your birth chart. You know, and they're giving you all these European terms to describe who you are. You know what I'm saying? Say like, oh yeah, you a Gemini. Or you was born in the constellation, you a Taurus, and you a Libra. You notice when I say Libra, I always usurp that with Ma'at to let you know. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with Ma'at, not Libra. Because for black people, we created that science. They took the science and corrupted it once again. Okay? But let these clowns tell it. They masterful astrologers and masterful astronomers. You understand what I'm saying? And they getting the watered down knowledge, not the real knowledge. So they're teaching you stuff that's just out of control. They got you running your actual life on principles that don't even exist. Don't even exist. They're letting the stars run your life instead of you realizing that the stars was just supposed to tell you what time it is. That's it. It's not supposed to run your life. We are the universe. So how does a damn planet align and dictate what I'm going to do today? That's the hustle. That's the hustle. Do you understand? So we're going to get into this. Horoscope. When we're dealing with the word horoscope, you're dealing with Heru. It's not a horoscope. It's a Heru-scope. Heru-scope. You see that? You see that okie doke there? You see that okie doke? How quick they just flipped it on your ass? Horoscope. No. It's a Heru-scope. Come on, somebody. Welcome to the lighthouse. Welcome to the lighthouse. Put your nod up. Put your nod. They ain't gonna tell you that. They ain't gonna tell you that it's really called a Heru-scope. All right? And what is Heru? As we all know, as we've been taught, Heru is the sun, right? So the Heru-scope is actually tracking the movements of the sun. It's giving you time. Time. It's a Heru-scope. You know who the real scholars are because they wouldn't use the word horoscope. Ever. They wouldn't use it. Because they know we are tracking the movements of Heru. Huh? And remember, Heru is self-personified in Kemet. We are Heru. You understand? Heru was not supposed to be some outside deity that you run and praise to, or sun god, as they like to throw that little word in there. Oh yeah, it's God. It's a god. Get the hell out of here with that. We didn't deal with gods. We deal with the neter. We deal with the inter. So they like to throw that out there. Heru was supposed to be us. It was supposed to be a self-personification of the sun. We anthropomorphized the sun and made it into Heru, the same way we did with Ra and Re, Amun-Ra. These were all different times of the day. Okay? Atum, all different times of the day, whether the sun was rising or setting. We were trying to tell you time. Time. Okay? We created the calendar. We created the 360-day year with the extra 5 days. They took those 5 days, which were meant for the Enteru, and they mixed them around during the year. You understand? Because they didn't know what they was doing. They didn't want to celebrate they didn't want to celebrate our deities, the Wet Renpet. We had 5 days where there was no time. We created the calendar. Don't let nobody fool you. We the origins of all of this. They could pretend like they're giving you some horoscope. They could pretend like they're giving you a birth chart that you're supposed to follow, but all they're doing is deceiving you and having you follow behind the matrix and the plan of Europeans and Greek civilizations that didn't know what the hell they was talking about. Those extra 5 days was meant for us to celebrate the Neteru. And during those 5 days, there is no time or space. There is no time or space. We created a fake matrix of these extra 5 days and usurped them into different months that they created, named after their people. Like Julius Caesar. So now we're praising their deities. That's why they got extra days in these months. Like the month of July. You understand? They took the days that was meant for our Neteru, meant for the things that actually created the universe, and they gave them to their people. So Julius, July, that's Julius. You're celebrating Julius Caesar, a king, a male, a man. Same thing with August. August is Julius Augustus. August. You're celebrating Julius Caesar. They got you again. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we can't deal with that. They try to tell you, oh no, it's not the same. It's not the same. You done took the divine energy of the entire universe and gave that power to the damn white man again. What? What are we doing, man? And you got black people running around studying these birth charts like, I don't know what to do today. I don't know. Should I go out with this guy because he's an Aquarius and I'm a Pisces and we really don't get along with one another and it's just according to the horoscope. Maybe I should call the 1-800 number and see what the fortune teller says. I just don't know. It's just this because I'm doing everything according to my horoscope. It's freaking ridiculous. And it's deception to the people. It's deception. All we were supposed to be doing with these situations is thinking about when we're supposed to plant seeds, when the flood was coming, and when it was time to harvest. We had 3 seasons. 3 seasons. Instead, they took that information and used it to control you and put themselves on a platform like they're some sort of prophet. Like they're prophets. I told you, all of these prophets, they're false prophets. There's no such thing as a prophet. They're stargazers. Prophets are stargazers. There are people who track the cycles of the stars and tell you what's going to happen because the whole planet, the whole universe works in cycles. So they pretend as if they've got some oracle or some divine revelation from God, when really all they doing, they saying, yeah, where you get it from? I got it from the heavens. The Lord sent it down. No, you didn't. You looked at the stars and you tracked them because they do the same things over and over and over according to the solar cycles, of which we call Heru, the sun. Horoscope. Stop deceiving the people. Stop lying. Why you don't talk about this? Why you don't talk about where it came from? Because you'll be exposed. Pull up your skirt. When we're dealing with the cycles of the sun, when we're dealing with Heru is a self-personification of us. Remember I told you, the soul, the sun, the soul sits where? Where is the seat of the soul? The seat of the soul is in the pineal gland. It's in the brain. Hello? Huh? They're going to put the word God in there and give you some 12 disciples when really the 12 disciples was the seasons. Huh? The soul or the sun is your brain. You understand? It's your brain. When you are looking up at the sun, you are essentially looking at the cycles of your brain. As above, so below. As above, so below. Everything that you see happening on what we call the cosmos is happening on a molecular level with inside of our bodies on a quantum physical level. Same exact thing. And the same exact thing is happening on the planet Earth. That was our duty here. We were creating heaven on earth. As above, so below. Which is why we aligned the pyramids with the stars. Because we were creating on a physical realm what was going on the inside of our bodies on a quantum physical level pertaining to what was going on in the cosmos. The cycle. The cycle. Anybody telling you any different is a liar and a deceiver. And we have all the evidence as I'm showing you to back it up. We've been had the horoscope laid out. We've been had the horoscope laid out. And we wasn't hustling people. We wasn't trying to rule their lives with it because we understood it was a self-personification within themselves. It was knowledge of self. What you're looking at is a usurp, or what you're looking at, I should say, is a glyph from the temple of Ramesu, or I should say the Ramesseum. Okay? And this is a month right here. This is showing you a month cycle. Here you're looking at another excerpt of, this is why it's important that we learn the Medu Neter. Okay? Another glyph of signs of the zodiac. Okay? And here you see Taweret which is a symbol of childbirth. Okay, so yeah, we even had a season where childbirth is supposed to go down. See, if you look according to nature, you see according to nature, all the different animals and different species, they mate during a certain time of the year. Human beings wasn't no different. We was moving according to cycles as well. Why? Why do you say that? You can't have a baby in any old time of year where they was living, because you don't want to have a baby during the time of the season of the famine. There's no grain. There's nothing to feed the babies with, right? They didn't do it during that time. They had cycles. When they started going out of order is when you start seeing them really suckling a lot, right? You see some of the pictures of the grown babies, you know what I'm saying, still suckling on their mother because they was out of season. They didn't have no grain to feed them. You understand? So you got to understand these cycles. Every other species on the planet, they have mating seasons, time where it's a time for us to, make babies and stuff like that. We were no different. So now, before we get there, let's get to the real wheel. I'll take y'all to the real one here. All that other stuff is BS. So I'm going to show you the real one here. And we have in here, so you know the difference, so you can see and compare and contrast the two, so you know what they are. You understand? Because they're not synonymous. Only the times are. Okay? So you have to know the characteristics of these deities to understand what time you're living in. Right now, we're living in the age of Aquarius, right? And the age of Aquarius lasts for 2,160 years. You may want to screenshot this. So when they come to you with these fake-ass birth charts and these horoscopes, you can give them the real horoscope. Not only am I going to give it to you as far as the Kemetic wheel, but I'm also going to give you the colors that correspond to it and the musical notes that correspond to it and how the universe is in tune. Remember they keep telling you we got to get in tune with the universe? Well, here it is. And as I told you, we are in the age of what they call Aquarius, but it's really Heru. It's Heru. And we ring at B flat. Huh? Y'all remember that video I gave y'all a while back and I told you that the universe rings at B flat? Huh? Was you paying attention? You see the wheel? Right now, the universe is ringing on a tone of B flat. So if you're going to get in tune with the universe, you want to be in the tone of B flat. That's what we're resonating at. And it's going to be like that for the next 2,160 years. That's how long these eras last. So essentially, everybody here on this planet is a Heru. Everybody that's born from here moving forward is a Heru. Not an Aquarius, Taurus, Aries, all this other stuff, Libras. Get that out of here. You're a Heru. And they have a responsibility as Herus to be in tune with what we call nature or nature, to be in tune with the Neteru around them and to align properly. They have a responsibility. It's not the same as an Aquarius. It's not the same. Heru must be self-personified. And I'm going to give you the true characteristics of a Heru and how you can stay in tune. To recognize Heru, Heru usually has the falcon face. So you know. Okay? She's usually wearing the crowns of upper and lower Kemet and kinship, triumph, and redemption. Heru is perfection in the physical realm. Heru also represents the rebirth of the spiritual life. That's the era that we're moving into right now. Spiritual life is being rebirthed. The aspiration of freedom. You see, doesn't this seem familiar with what's happening in your life right now? The new life of the resurrected soul. New lives being changed every day. The union between the spirit and creation. However, unlike Anubis or Anpu, who also represents the union of spirit and matter. Heru represents the higher aspect of this union, because Aset is the embodiment of wisdom and truth, while Nebhet is the embodiment of nature and the grosser physical elements. Okay? So basically all of these things are coming together as one at this point in time. There's a unification here. So it's not just about sticking to nature and getting back to nature. It's about the union of the two. Okay? It's about the union of the two. So it's a higher aspect. It's incorporating the physical realm with it as well. And this is what we're trying to teach you with the chakras on how to balance it out. Because you got to go from the root chakra all the way up to the crown. That's why it's important for both of us, for all of us to do this. Okay? Because we're uniting the physical realm with the spiritual realm. Okay? So we're uniting spirit and matter. Heru represents the higher aspect of this union because Aset is the embodiment of wisdom and truth, while Nebhet is the embodiment of nature and grosser physical elements. In this aspect, Heru represents the subtle spiritual realization of spirit and matter united as one. As one. You see? So anybody trying to tell you something stupid, like because you're not living in the woods, you're not connected to the divine order, they foolish. Because that time is over. This is the time where we unite both the physical realm and the spiritual realm, all aspects of matter together. That includes the matrix. That's what we're doing here on this feed. Heru's powers brings courage and confidence to one's convictions, allowing progress to take place despite obstacles. Woo, lighthouses in order, baby. Doesn't that sound like something we're doing today? They trying to shut us down, but it looks like we in order, man. It looks like we doing what we need to do. We still progressing. Huh? Despite the obstacles. What is the function? Mastery. Initiation. Huh? Heru brings rewards to great effort and dedicated work. His influence brings sound decisions when managing the affairs of others in family or business. That's important. When you're dealing with family and you're dealing with business, it needs to be managed properly. Right? So we need to make the right decisions at this point in time. That's where we are right now. You have to be able to take all of these things together and put them in a pot. Because there is a divine knowledge when you put all of them in the pot and you realize where you are in the you can't go back in time. You understand that? I need you to understand it. You can't go back. You have to continuously move forward. Okay? So let's keep it going. His influence brings sound decisions when managing the affairs of others in family and business. Advancement of acknowledgement come through the intercession of Heru. As it goes on, Heru is the son of Asar and Aset. We already know that. But now let's get into the more, to the beefy stuff. Some of the other stuff that you need to know as well. Okay? The Neter. Heru, the season is a season of harvesting. It's a season of harvesting. This is not a time where you're supposed to be struggling. If you're struggling, then you're out of order. You understand? If you're struggling, you're out of order. This is how you can tell what's going on. Because this is a time where you're supposed to be harvesting. This is a time where whatever you have sown, you're supposed to reap. You understand? Key. Go down to the bottom. Suitable occupations. Get into sales. Get into travel. You see what we're doing here in the lighthouse? How we're conversing and using group economics with one another, and we're selling things back and forth with one another. We're in tune to how the universe is moving. We're vibrating on what the universe is telling us. You understand? So it's laying down how it really goes. Just hear some famous people. It'll tell you who are these astrological signs. Okay? Now, if you look down, it gives you the equivalent of Gemini, right? In the West, right? And it also gives you the Yoruba deity in 12 tribes of Israel as well, right? And this is for people who come from that walk of faith so y'all can understand the diaspora. You got to understand where you're coming from in order to understand where you're going. You need to understand the original layout. Like, it's no different from the Bible, man. When they take our stuff and distort it and then feed it back to you. It's no different. You might as well deal with religion if you're going to deal with a horoscope. Okay? If you're not going to deal with Heru, who you're supposed to be, the deities that I showed you, the divine principles, the sciences that are on this wheel, you might as well just go and sign up to a religion. Because you're dealing with a usurp. You're dealing with a usurp. We already had these sciences laid out in stone on how the sun moves, on how long we're going to be in a certain space, in a certain house, as they call it. They call them houses. So right now, we're in the house of Heru. And that's what you're supposed to be operating as. So everything about Heru, you should know right now. You should be studying Heru. Understand what his protocol was. His energy, right? And we know Heru is not a real person for the spooky ones out here, because I know y'all like to get spooky. Heru is not a real person. He is a principle. It's a masculine principle. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're moving according to that. Right? The only way to do that is through knowledge of self. Because remember, Heru was a self-personified, anthropomorphized, self-personified energy. So we got people that made up this horoscope, didn't tell you its origin, and they're using it to make money off of you. Or some of them are using it to gain power and trust as if they know what's going on in the universe, but it never really works. You're always off. You're always off. And the reason why is because of the chart, that those 5 days that they took out to acknowledge the Neteru. Those 5 days are important. Those 5 days are the equivalent of the opening of the way. It's the opening of the way, but on a yearly basis. Huh? I'll put the opening of the way in there too. Okay? The opening of the way is something that you're supposed to be doing every morning when you wake up. You're supposed to be acknowledging the Neteru, the divine forces of the universe that are a part of you, right? See, it always comes to being a part of you, right? The divine forces of the universe that are a part of you that are going to help you out throughout your day so that you move in order to the universe and you're not off center. You're not off key. You're somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? When you're off key, don't the song just go left when you're off key? Right? We're tuned to B flat, and that's where we're supposed to be. Okay? So, looking at these key players, Cleopatra, understanding their history will help you to understand why horoscopes are the way they are. Because they wanted to take out the divine forces of the universe that were essentially the souls of black people. And they wanted to usurp themselves into that space. Do you understand? You face the East. You face the East, Latifa. For those who wanted to know about the opening of the way and things of that nature, when you're acknowledging those forces, you face the East, but then you turn. You turn to all directions. You see? Religion will have you just face one direction. You just stay at the East. No. Universe is all around you. It ain't just only at the East. Does that even make sense? This is why when we do the opening of the way, you see us turn. Boom. boom, boom, because the universe is all around you, right? Why is it all around you? Why? Because it is within. It is within, right? So, what I want you to understand about this lesson, if you don't take anything else, is A, their chart is wrong, and B, that you must self-personify. You must self-personify the age of which they call Aquarius, which is actually Heru. And if you notice, where it says Aquarius, it says I know. See, Pisces was the era of believing, right? That was the era of believing. I believe, right? No, we're in the era of the truth now. We're in the era of knowing. See, they're using the old regime of Jesus, which was the fish. Fish is what? Pisces. Jesus, the fisher of men, Pisces. Jesus was the constellation of the fish. They're using the old regime to beguile you. They're getting you in belief systems. Do you believe in God? Are you a believer? Right? In order to be a born-again Christian, you have to be what? A believer. That era is dead. So anybody that's taking these Kemetic principles and moving into a belief system is deceiving you. We're no longer there. Those times are dead. Those times are dead. You're never going to go back and be one with the damn jungle and then try to eliminate where the actual movement of the cosmos is going. It's not going to happen. You're not fooling nobody. Because according to the times, we're in a new age. We're in a new age. We are the Herus now. We are the Herus. We know. We know. We have an understanding of the past, the present, and the future. The past, the present, and the future. And it is all one. It is synonymous. Ideally, there is no time. Because if it runs in a 360-degree pattern, I need you to think about this. When you're moving in a 360-degree pattern, there is no center. It's a circle. It's 360 degrees. There are no points on a circle. Do you understand? Is it, even if we say, when we say what is your square, right? Remember how we say what is your square, center of your square? A square is still 360 degrees. You understand? We just visualize it a different way to make sense of it. But a square is essentially the same thing as a circle. It's 360 degrees. If you go from one point to complete that square, you're going to end up at the same point. You could distort it all you want. A square is a distorted circle. You know what I'm saying? Like when you know the divine law, you could break down all of the garbage that they put out there. All the garbage, it's like, cut it out. It's a circle. We're going to be sitting in this for another 2,160 years. That's a fact. That's a fact. So we can stop using the age of Aquarius. We can dead that. Now that I done took y'all and we have ascended from there. Y'all won't hear me saying that no more. We're now in the age of Heru. Just so you understand. The biblical sense, the biblical text uses the Greek horoscope, right? When Jesus says, follow the man, the water bearer, into his house. They are speaking about the age of Aquarius, which is at its foundation is from the Greek and the usurpers, the conquerors of Kemet. They didn't have it right. So the horoscope is a hustle. It's a hustle. But now that you recognize it and you have the chart, I hope you screenshot it. I'll pull it up one more time for you guys. For those who didn't, you can screenshot and you can screenshot the real chart. That is a circle. And it gives you the tones and it gives you the chakra colors as well. Okay? Notice we are in that indigo purplish area right now. You see that? Okay? One of the highest levels of consciousness. We're moving from the crown, we're moving up to the crown, the third eye and crown chakra right now. So this is why people are awakening. You understand? That's the color that we're in. Okay? M. King says, when did it start? It did not start anytime. It always was. It always was. This is how it's always been. We've always been here. People like to put a start and an end on things. That's the human way of doing it. We've always been here. You're talking millions and millions of years. Okay? So, with that being said, shout outs. I want to shout out everybody that's been picking up their power bracelets. Everybody that's been supporting and showing their love. We do have a few left. These are the power bracelets right here. Everybody that's been getting their power bracelets so we can vibrate on one accord. Okay, everybody that's been donating. If you donate $50 or more, you get the Lighthouse Power Bracelet. This bracelet is one that we all have unified on to help support the movement and what we're doing. This bracelet is copper and brass two-tone. I want to shout out everybody that got their bracelets. That's colored only. Joshua Coach, Latifah Shaw, Latrice Edie, Corey Fenner, Melody Mitchell, Zach Carter, Dwayne Montauk, Robert Miles, Austin Archie, Tamika Brayboy, Olusojan Batabo, Natasha Fiddox, Coach Lowe, Kia Reed, Jennifer Thomas, Stacy Green, Shannon Thomas, David Berman, DeMarcus Stokes, Tracy Thompson, Aime Haley, Carmen Highsaw, David Perkins, Shayla Smith, Laura Bullock, Bridgie Collins, Hyatt's Nikki, Adrika Morgan, Vicky Coleman, LaVie Bell, Margot Williams, Supreme Naturals, Tamika Walker, again, Lanice Rodriguez, again, Nivon Caliste, Trayvon Caliste, Obadiah Johnson, Craig Stevens, Sharon Morrell, Angie Peggy Myers, Travis Smith, Melody Mitchell, Myra Jordan, Dax Jones, Stephanie Cook, Janelle Valentine Hill, and Shamba Elijah. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking these bracelets, and showing their love to the Lighthouse, and representing. I greatly appreciate it, and it helps us out, because they trying to kick us off platforms, so we get into a space where we get new computers and all that type of stuff, so they can't stop us no more. If you notice the cutoffs and them blocking us, a lot of that stuff is starting to come to an end now, because we starting to upgrade our stuff. I also want to shout out Lisa's Fragrance and such. She sent me the illest package today. I'm dumb excited right now. I can't even explain to y'all how excited I am, because she sent me a new package. If you don't know who Lisa's Fragrance and such is, she's on Facebook, and she's also on here. Shout out to the Facebook family. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button right now. Hit that, and make sure y'all hit the subscribe button with a little bell on the side too, so that y'all can get the notifications of when we're going to be on YouTube. Because if y'all don't know, we moved from Facebook over to YouTube. This isn't our normal space. Facebook, we're about 17,500 strong. So go over to Facebook as well, and make sure that you click follow on the Facebook page, so you can get these divine teachings, and you can get the sacred knowledge and the teachings. But shout out to Lisa's Fragrance and such for sending me a whole nother package, and I'm super excited about this package. Why? Because she specifically made it for me in my favorite scent, in my favorite oil scent. Can anybody guess what my favorite oil scent might be? But she gave me a whole package. If you haven't guessed it, my favorite oil scent is none other than Egyptian musk. Yes! I'm hyped right now, because she done sent me a whole concoction of nothing but Egyptian musk scented material. Even the awesome sauce. She sent me several jars of her awesome sauce. This stuff is phenomenal. Hit up Lisa's Fragrance and such on the Facebook page if you're interested in some of her products. Her stuff is off the chain, man, and it's all natural. It's good for the skin. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't put everything on my skin because I got sensitive skin. So she's able to make, different beard oils, all that type of stuff, just for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's in the scent of Egyptian musk, which is my favorite scent. You can ask anybody that I've ever dated. That's all I ever wear was, from the time I was 15 years old, was Egyptian musk. Go figure. And I didn't even know that I was tied to the Kemetic legacy at that point in time. But, you know, that's just the way the universe works. That to sugar scrubs. I mean, she does it all, man. She sent me a whole package. I'm super hyped. Thank you, Lisa, from Lisa's Fragrance and such. She sent me stuff before, but this package right here definitely takes the cake, man. Like, I feel so spoiled, man. And we have so many talented people in our feed. You know, if you have a business, that's what we about, man. Like, we trying to promote black business. And we're trying to get, you know, our businesses off the ground and share with one another. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you like, sharing, and you're commenting, you're subscribing, and you're letting people know what we're doing here. If you have a black-owned business and you would like to get some promotion on the show, definitely hit me in my inbox. If it's dope, I'm going to put it up there. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to support, you can support by, you know, you can send $50 or more to if you can send $5, $10, it don't matter. But if you want to support and you want to get you a power bracelet, you can do that. We also have Lighthouse t-shirts. You know, I like to go over everybody that's doing it, and I'd like to do this on every episode. You know, we have the Lighthouse t-shirt. This is a Lighthouse t-shirt. It goes for $25. Okay, and it says duality on the front and Lighthouse on the back. Okay, so if you want to get one of those, also support these brothers right here who do a great job. I wear their shirts all the time. That's Ancient Kemetic. Okay, Ancient Chemistry rather. Okay, the real Ancient Chemistry. You can find them on my Facebook as well. These brothers do awesome work. I always wear this shirt. I love this sweatshirt. It's nice and snug. You know, shout out to them. Shout out to JAMAAR Beard for the Black Wall Street. You know, I shout out all my sponsors, man, as much as I can. JAMAAR Beard, who created this painting right here. He's an artist. Find him on Facebook. He created this painting right here, JAMAAR Beard. Okay, if you like art, if you like black art, shout out to him. He's the one that sent that to me. Thank you for that. I love this piece. Also, shout out to Latifah. Latifah does Reiki readings. She's one of our moderators on the feed. You can hit up Sister Latifah if you want to get a Reiki reading. A Reiki reading will help you to recognize things such as this as the real horoscope, and she will help to guide your aura back to where it is, to get your chakras and your aura back in line. Especially for indigo children, I highly recommend that because some of them can go off center a little bit, and they'll sound crazy in the head when indigo children go off and they're not in their right state. So shout out to hit up Queen Latifah in reference to that. Mela Miracle, shout out to them and their lotion. Mela Miracle made a lotion for me, and I think the amazing thing, the really cool thing about the people that we have in our feed is that there's no conflict of interest because everybody's like doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Mela Miracle made a lotion for me that I could wear every day. Okay, and this lotion is key. So shout out to them, melamiracle.com. If you like to order something from Mela Miracle, if you want natural lotions. And lastly, last but not least, I also want to shout out Melody Mitchell. Melody Mitchell is the one who created these logos right here. Okay, these plates and these coasters. They're dope. That's all I can say. They just dope, man. Like, I never seen anything like this. You know, you could put your cups on them. She gave me 2 sets of them. One with the actual Lighthouse logo on it, such as this, and then and also the coasters. You know, that has the eagle on it. I mean, the falcon on it. Okay. So, you know, I love this type of stuff, man. You know, I'm so blessed by the people that we have on this feed, you know, and I'm really indebted to you guys, and I love you very much. Thank you for all the gifts, everybody that's sending me stuff. So like I said, if you'd like to order the Lighthouse bracelet and be a part of the team, and vibrate with us in the morning when we do the little bit of meditation that we do on any day, you can, you know, they're fashionable as well. Anybody that donates $50 or more to the Lighthouse PayPal, the PayPal is JAMAARMilton@gmail.com, and we'll send you this. Just make sure you put your address in there so we know, you know, where to send the bracelet. All right. With that being said, may the divine force in me greet divine force in you. Do I, family. Ashe. Peace.